Can you hear me, China? Are the voices saying, calling you?
Hi, welcome to the Great White North Report. I'm your host, Roman Diesel V. Well, it's finally happened. The sports world is now on hold. The NHL decided to pause the season on Thursday as a result of the COVID-19 or China virus that's been going around. And they're not even sure if the league will resume in 2019-2020 season. If it does resume, they'll probably cancel the remaining games of the season and maybe go to a slightly condensed playoff version. Go back to a best of 5 series instead of a best of 7 for the first two. We'll see how it plays out. They're not the only sports league that shut down. The NBA, they also decided to take at least a month off. They decided to do that after Rudy Gobert tested positive for the coronavirus. The second one on the team, Donovan Mitchell, was also tested positive. Gobert was also the idiot who ran around touching on the microphones during in the press room. Good work, buddy. Now, closer to home, Ontario decided to shut down all publicly funded schools for 2 weeks after March break, so my kids get a three-week March break. So with the shutdown of all sporting events, we can definitely thank the Chinese Communist Party for this. Turns out that the first COVID-19 case happened in November, China government records show, and they did not do anything about it until late January, almost probably 2 months after the fact. Now, China is only reporting somewhere around 90,000 to 100,000 cases of the Wuhan virus. I would say that's not a true accurate number. It can be anywhere from 4 to 10 times that number, 4 being a conservative number and 10 being the most extreme number. We'll probably never know how many people actually died from the Wuhan virus. And they're widely criticized over attempts to cover up the outbreak in the early weeks, including crackdowns on doctors who tried to warn colleagues about a new SARS-like virus emerging from the city of Wuhan. Now, they're not even sure where this virus came from because the wet market is known to breed disease, but there's also a level 4 biological lab nearby. So it's quite possible that somebody at the lab got infected with something there and then went to the nearby wet market to get something and spread it and infected a bunch of people, and then it spread rapidly from there. That's a possibility. Now, I know that would be conspiracy, but that seems plausible, especially in light of the fact that a Chinese scientist was escorted from a level 4 microbiology lab in Winnipeg last summer. It definitely fits a pattern. Interestingly enough, Taiwan was one of the first countries to recognize it for what it was and took appropriate steps back in December. They did this, they were already starting to monitor people coming off on planes because they get up to 2,000 Chinese tourists a day visit the island, plus all the business people that come along. And they've only had 47 cases and 1 death as of Tuesday, March 10th, which is kind of amazing because they have been very on the ball right from the start, screening people on flights as they came in, checking temperatures, making sure no one was sick, quarantining people. They also have a very good education system when in place and describing, and they've already started rationing masks long before anyone did anything about it. Now, finally, the other day, the World Health Organization decided to declare it a pandemic. That took a long time. I think one of the reasons why it hit places like Italy, the reason why it hit Italy and Iran so much was because they were afraid of offending the Chinese Communist Party. And instead of restricting travel, they let people back in, and now look where they are. Now, as of Monday, there is somewhere just under 400 cases in Canada total of the Wuhan China virus. That number will probably go up, and we still haven't completely restricted travel. I know some Air Canada has canceled flights to China. We should now think about Europe as well, just like the United States did. Prime Minister Trudeau's wife, Sophia Gregoire, she also tested positive for the virus. Trudeau is in self-isolation for a while. I hope nothing happens to them. Even though I'm not personally don't like Trudeau, definitely don't want anything bad to happen to the guy in that sense. Anyway, just the idea is to keep calm, don't read so much news about this stuff, and just keep yourself clean. And we'll get through this China virus. So all across Canada, they've shut down the public school system for 2 weeks after March break. So that means the kids will get a 3-week spring break, which I totally agree with. Keep the kids safe so they don't spread it, because it would spread so fast in a school. Universities have also shut down, and so have colleges. Now, there's been a lot of stores that have closed, and the malls are still open, but with reduced hours, and people aren't there as much anymore. and they've got more hand sanitizers set up for use. And what's been going on this weekend is you see huge lines at the grocery stores. So toilet paper is one of the first things that cleared the shelves. For some reason, Kleenex boxes, there was a lot of those. It's like, what, you can't take a Kleenex to wipe your bum or use the shower? But it was kind of funny to see what exactly was going off the shelves first. More seriously, airport screening at Toronto International Airport was pretty pathetic. They weren't screening people as they came back, weren't taking temperatures, weren't advising people to self-isolate for 2 weeks. Not like the Israelis. The Israelis, if you want to go to the country, you have to self-isolate yourself in Israel for 2 weeks. So if you're on a 7-day trip to Israel, you won't even be allowed in the country. Canada doesn't have anything close to that. Canada's chief medical doctor says airport screening measures are going to be enhanced. So we'll wait and see on that. So hopefully this will blow over within the next 3 weeks. It might take longer. I expect it to take longer for this China virus to go away. And it's going to impact a lot of things. And as far as I'm concerned, the blame's with the Chinese Communist Party. That's just my own humble opinion. Here, life goes on. Other than my kids being home, nothing much has changed. Right, let me know what you guys are doing during this Wuhan China virus. And until next time, catch you later. Bye.